more properly known as the Beech E-17. A really sleek aeroplane, as you can see. The aim was to give it a range of 1,000 miles and a top speed in excess of 200 miles an hour, as well as having 5 seats, including the pilots, and luggage space. Sales were a bit slow to pick up, but pretty soon the Staggerwing came to dominate the market for aircraft like this. The cabin was luxuriously trimmed in leather and mohair, and that became one of its main selling points, alongside its excellent performance. Being allocated to the Royal Navy. We call this aircraft the Traveller, and this one served both the 781 Squadron of the Fleet Air Arm at no less a location than Heathrow, and was station flight at Heston in Middlesex. It then went to the US Navy for a short period before being struck off charge. It was sold to what was then the Civil Aeronautics Board, today's FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, and then had several private owners before in 1980 it was bought by one of the true pioneers of the warbird movement in the UK. That was Rob's Lamplugh, and he operated this aircraft for a few seasons before putting it into storage. Now, one of the things Robs did when he owned this aeroplane was to paint it in a very special colour scheme, that of the personal aircraft of His Royal Highness Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, who operated this aeroplane while he was exiled in London between 1941 and 45. The real Prince Bernhard Staggerwing, which had his personal serial PB1, was destroyed on New Year's Day 1945. That was during the German Operation Bodenplatte raid on Evere airfield near Brussels. Rob Lamplugh recreated the colour scheme and operated this aircraft as a new PB1 for a few seasons, and in fact Prince Bernhard flew in it with Robs during an event at Hilversum in 1980. Fast forward fully 40 years from that, a Dutch historic aircraft pilot called Edwin Boschop, who was already owner-operator of his own Staggerwing, bought the aeroplane from Robs Lamplugh in 2020, and he then sold it on to Peter Kuipers, one of the regular display pilots of B-17 Sally B that we've just seen. Peter was after a historic touring aeroplane, and this Staggerwing really fitted the bill. He put it back into airworthiness with the help of Transal Aero Services at Midden-Zeeland in the Netherlands. and it flew again towards the end of 2021. Peter's been operating it ever since. It's based at Leopoldsburg in Belgium, but it spends quite a bit of time over here during the display season. And over the winter just gone, Peter has taken the opportunity to put the aircraft into a more accurate representation of the genuine Prince Bernhard colour scheme. And to that end, he was very pleased to find a set of original drawings for the colour scheme for the original PB1, which he's used to change the livery on his aeroplane. And of course, as a Dutchman, Peter is very proud to operate this aircraft in Prince Bernhard's colours. The Prince having been a very enthusiastic pilot of several different aeroplanes before, during and after the Second World War. Still an aircraft with excellent performance, lovely handling characteristics, and for us, a beautiful appearance. Flown for us by Peter Kuipers. What a lovely aeroplane and beautifully flown by Peter. Twin-engine small airliner that first flew in June 1936 in prototype form, and for its time is highly advanced. All metal construction at top speed, 225 miles an hour, and very long range, about 800 miles with standard fuel tankage. It was intended as a feeder liner. The idea being it would be used by airlines around the United States for that purpose. But the very aircraft we're about to see went on to play a very different role. And I say very appropriately, because it wasn't just the Floppy 12 that was used by